coming up here on Saturday kickoff for this afternoon's coverage, as the first game we played will be the Georgington Red Devils as they're going to host here at home against Aldass Gunners, while into Tolga, the opposition, as they will host here against South Coast Rangers, as that matchup will be live at the Santo Park Stadium here for the games for Saturday kickoff for this afternoon. Hello everybody, and we are finally here in the studio here in RBC Sports for Saturday kickoff for match day 25, and I'm here alongside my fellow pundit here in the studio of Jimmy Hansberg, and we do have the first matchup here on the show between the Georgington Red Devils and also Aldass Gunners. Any thoughts on this matchup on the Red Devils, or maybe any thoughts on Aldass on getting a result by the end of this game here? A massive game this is for Aldass and for the Red Devils, as they both are challenging each other at the top of the Premier League. And who do you think out of these two sides will get the sniff by the end of the season to win a major Premier League title under their name? It's a massive game this is between these two sides. We know how must-win game it really is in terms of their contendership to be try and fight for the Premier League title for this season. It is a real big game this is between Aldass and the Georgington Red Devils, because momentum here out of these two teams here in this afternoon's game will be a real positive one. In fact, for the Red Devils especially, they are only at least now 5 points clear from second place in the league. So they've got a real massive chance here to try and get the win over past here against Aldass Gunners to go 8 points clear, or maybe 5 points clear, depending on if Padres' performance and Parantos' performance in their respective games. But it's still tight though, and we still know that 5 points clear isn't enough for the Red Devils to be, let's say, very comfortable for themselves to go all the way and win the league, because you've got Padres, you've got Parantos also to still to play also for this season, not just for the Red Devils but also for Aldass as well. And also this game as well as a fixture will be massive obviously for the Red Devils and also for Aldass to pick up anything out of the games they've got around them in that top end of the Premier League table. But as of the Red Devils are the home team, they are the favourites to win the game, but I won't be surprised if Aldass come here at Old Factory Road and hold out and maybe a potential draw, as Aldass only lost 2 games this season so far, but they've dropped a few points during this season of 8 draws but 14 wins of the season. So maybe that might be a good record in terms of what they've got at the moment, in terms of maybe picking up a draw here again in this match day, but at the same time that's not good enough in terms of where they're currently at. There's only 5 points between these two sides in the Premier League table, and it's a massive game this is for these two sides to pick up a win here for any potential chance on winning the Premier League title by the end of this season. But we've got Padres and Parantos also lurking in those positions as well. Thank you very much there, Jimmy, and let's get straight now to the game itself here at Old Factory Road, as the Georgington Red Devils, as they are going to host here against Aldass Gunners. And let's get to the game between these two sides here for the matchup here this afternoon, and let's get to the game. And the game is underway, and the two Titans clash it out each other at the top end of the Premier League table, as the league leaders of the Georgington Red Devils will take on Aldass Gunners during this matchup here for this afternoon's game. The title race, there's a lot of games, plenty of games from now until the end of the season to play, but this game's most important as well, especially in terms of that race on potentially becoming Premier League champions by the end of this campaign, because Aldass of course have not lost many games this season like they haven't done last season when they won the league last campaign. The biggest difference for Aldass is that they've dropped so many points so far this season, drawn 8 games or 7 games during the Premier League season. A lot of draws, meaning, especially for the Red Devils, they've actually won consistency comparison to the teams around them, and that's why they're top of the Premier League for a reason. But could Aldass come here away from home and get the win maybe under their hands, maybe so, during this game. So there's a lot to play for here in this matchup. Let's see who comes up on top between the Red Devils and also Aldass in the match. And here we go, kick-off underway here on RBC Sports. And now Havertz now. Okay, all the way here now to Kroos. Now to James. Looking for a header there, control, but now here's to Di Maria. Now here's Havertz. Now Dybala. Now all the way there to Rooney. Oh, right in that bottom corner. That's a real brilliant chance right there for him to score by for the Red Devils. Brilliant, brilliant chance. As Dybala right there, passed it nicely there to Wayne Rooney to get the finish, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And now we've got ourselves a goal kick in the match for Oliver Kahn. We'll take it. Now Mbappe. Now here's to Dybala. Into the box. Oh, could have been a chance there for the Red Devils to score by maybe. But that has gone wide. And that's going to be a goal kick in the game. What a cross though, I've got to say there from Dybala. And the header right there was way off target. So goal kick's been given in the game. And obviously the Red Devils, obviously a team that they're the home team. They should probably win this game definitely as they're the home opposition. But we all know how tough this will really be in terms of how the way they have obviously are in the league so far. In terms of the game itself, in fact, how tough these two teams really are at the top end of the table. They both want to get themselves a chance on having the advantage out of each other by the end of the game during this season. There's a chance here now for Dybala and it's gone wide. Brilliant chance there for him to score, but he has gone wide there for a goal kick here for Aldass. And there's a massive chance, I've got to say. Rooney right there hits it there to Dybala, and that's going to be now out right there for a goal kick here for Aldass during the game. And let's see what happens from here now. Kahn will take it. He boots it all the way here now. And now here's to Aubameyang. Now Koulibaly. Havertz. Now Dybala. Dybala now cross it in. Okay. That's going to be now, looks like here, a goal kick potentially. Promising maybe. Promising goal kick it might have been here for Aldass Gunners, because he had the ball right out of target. So goal kick here has been given again for Aldass during the match. And Kahn will take it. Okay, that's going to be offside. Offside's being given in the game. And now we do have a free kick in the game given here for, looks like, for Aldass in the match. So Sergio Ramos will take it. And now he pings it all the way here now to Suarez. Shot, save there for the goalie. Massive chance there for him to score by. And that's gone for a real chance to score past the keeper. But save there from the goalie. Now Havertz. Cross the ball in. Punch away. Now is Rooney. Now Dybala. Now Havertz. Crosses it in. And that's going to be now all the way out there for a goal kick in the game. We do have, let's say, a goal kick's been given for Oliver Kahn. Now Havertz. Now pass there to Dybala. And now it's a chance for Mbappe and he scores! And just before half time, the Red Devils took themselves very seriously right there. And he put the ball past the goalie into the back of the net. And the Red Devils are 1 goal up in the lead in the game here at Old Factory Road here for this afternoon. What a goal. And what a brilliant touch right there. All the way there to the striker of Mbappe. 1v1. And he hits it past the keeper, Oliver Kahn. And now it is a brilliant touch there to make it 1-0 to the Red Devils during this matchup. Now Aubameyang now. Control. Head there now to Di Maria. Now to Kroos. Now Aubameyang. And that's going to be that for the end of half-time, as the Georgington Red Devils take themselves very seriously as they're leading the game here by 1-0 at half-time. And let's get straight now to the second half, and here we go. As the Red Devils, of course, are in the lead in the break. And there's a chance for a ball. Could be Aubameyang there to try and get a goal back. But the goalkeeper got there before he did. And now goal kick here now for, or drop kick in fact, there for Chris Bailey. And now back down to Aldass here. Now to Coutinho. Now here's to Sago. Header, oh, close. A brilliant chance it was though for Aldass to get themselves back in the game, but that's gone obviously wide. And now we've got ourselves here a goal kick in the game. Now boots it now. Now a header. Now Suarez. Now is Suarez here. Now Roberto Carlos. Diabala. Now Koulibaly now. Now Rooney now passed it here to Kante. Now Carlos. Now save. Shot. Good block. And now here's to Suarez. Now Kimmich. Now Kante. Now a header there again. Here now to Kante. Now Carlos. Rooney. Now Carlos again. And now could be a goal potentially here. Good defending. And now Rooney again. And he's gone away for a defending clearance there from Ramos. And now here's to again to Mbappe. Now Bailey. And now here's to Koulibaly. Now Kante. Diabala now. Finds a pass there to Kimmich. Now Bailey clears the ball away from danger. Now Coutinho. Now Suarez. Now, so might be a penalty might be given here, but no. And now we do have ourselves a throw-in here in the match. As it looks like Rooney comes off, Bolt comes off. We've got Smith coming on and Sanchez coming on the field. So there's a little double change, in fact, for the players. Now Suarez. And we've got 1 minute left of the game to go, by the way. And we do have the end of the matchup, wrapping things up at Old Factory Road as it ends here. A narrow 1-0 victory for the Red Devils as it ends Georgington Red Devils 1, Aldass 0. And they are now 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after that massive victory here this afternoon. And a massive win here for the Georgington Red Devils. A 1-goal victory by the end of the matchup from a goal from Kylian Mbappe to get the only goal in the matchup here over Aldass. And tell us your thoughts about the game and about the result here for the Red Devils. Do you think that a massive win for them now to try and promise themselves to go and win the league this season? Because Aldass won the league last season and Aldass were second before this game happened, and now that loss right here sums it all up in terms of the Red Devils to be the ones to go and win this season's league title. What do you think? I do see a higher potential in terms of the Red Devils on getting the result here and also going all the way and win the Premier League title. Look at the comparison of the points, comparison to the Red Devils now and Padres Impact. There's only 5 points between those two sides, but however the Red Devils obviously have dropped points and lost games recently as well in the Premier League, and now Padres Impact are the ones in the party are trying to really contend with maybe a potential push for that title, maybe so, with the Red Devils to take until the end of the season. But at the end of the day, I feel the Red Devils were the better team in the matchup. They were showing a lot of, let's say, hunger in the matchup, a lot of belief. And what do you expect for a team like the Red Devils to be the home team and have the fans all behind them cheering on the Red Devils of Georgetown to get the result over the bag? But as for Aldass, last season was their year. They won the season of the league. This season, I think they might drop off, and I think they might at least qualify for the UEFA Champions League for next season, but I don't think that Aldass will be anywhere near from the Red Devils, because throughout this whole season, they keep on dropping points. They had wins as well, dropping points. More draws has affected them, and also a couple of losses also in the trot as well against the bigger teams in the league has dropped them a bit slightly down. But they have been consistent though, don't get me wrong. They have been consistent like last season under David Wagner, but I think a lot of teams at the top end of the table has found them out quite easily a little bit, and now they've dropped off their horses around in that top 4 position to try and qualify for by the end of the season for the Champions League instead of winning themselves the Premier League title. Thank you very much there, Jimmy. And now we move on now to the Tolga derby at the Santo Park Stadium, as Inter Tolga will be the ones will host here against South Coast Rangers. And let's get to the match here right now between these two sides, live here at the Santo Park. And we are live here right now for the game this afternoon, as we have a local rivalry matchup, a derby game between Inter Tolga and South Coast Rangers, as these two teams are hovering around the Europa League spots in the Premier League as we speak. As it's a very big game this is between these two sides, especially what happened when obviously South Coast have picked up a draw over Georgetown City and also picked up a massive win over the Red Devils a few weeks back, and they are in a very good position as they are the real proper underdogs so far in their story so far in the Premier League at the moment. But Inter Tolga are the team they're up against, as they are very familiar with the squad in terms of the rivalry between these two sides through the years, as we have got to get it underway right now, stored with this big game here for this afternoon's match. A sunny day in Tolga, the sunshine is rising, as South Coast of course have got that massive chance here to really get another massive win maybe so. Their points so far have been so good. They have not lost a game now since the last 4 matches or 5 matches, and they've been so unbeaten since then. And can they keep their unbeaten run alive for another 5th match maybe so after this game here in this rivalry game between Tolga and South Coast? And now the kick-off underway has been given, and now Solskjaer now the ball. Now to David Trezeguet, looking for a pass here now to Thomas Oaksil. And now all the way there to Griezmann. Now here's to Mahrez. Now Frankie de Jong. Pass the ball back down to Jasper Silsen, who boots the ball away from danger. Now a head up. Now to Solskjaer. Now is Trezeguet. Now Oaksil. Looking for a chance to score here for South Coast. Save there from Anana. Brilliant save there. Right handings there for the goalkeeper from Andre Anana. Now here's to Trezeguet. Okay, no, he's passed the ball back there to the goalkeeper. And now all the way here now Okay, that's a foul. It's been given. And we have got ourselves a free kick on the way in this match. As looks like there that Magnuson right there took out on Griezmann. And let's see what happens from here now, this free kick. And now Frankie de Jong will take it. Now here's to Rio Ferdinand. Now Dumfries. Beckham. Now Oaksil. Now here's to Griezmann. And now here's all the way now to Magnuson. Now Solskjaer. Now Leon Sissoko. And now Solskjaer now to a chance here now to Perez. Now here's Zinchenko. Now Frankie de Jong. Now great pass there, all the way there to Mahrez. Now Griezmann. Now Beckham, and he scores. What a goal from David Beckham. Unbelievable touch right there from Beckham, and Tolga do take the lead, by the way. And that's a perfect goal that is right there from David Beckham. And it looks like Tolga are very happy to see their rivals South Coast be behind in this game. And that's a massive goal right there from David Beckham. As Anton Griezmann passed the ball to a tee to David Beckham, and he puts that ball right past to Kasper Silsen, and now it is 1-0 here to Tolga in the matchup. So 1-0 has been happening. David Beckham in the 35th minute of the game has been brilliant for him so far. Now Trezeguet, Solskjaer, now Pavard. And now here's to Griezmann. All the way here for a goal. Good defending. Now Frankie de Jong. Now block. Okay, that's going to be now a corner in the game. Now, hit the defender, it did. Now it's going to be a corner in the game. Now Frankie de Jong now across the ball into the box. And it's going to be all over any minute now for half time. Now Zinchenko. And now Sissoko. And that is going to be that for the end of the first half of the game at the derby matchup here in Tolga, as it ends into Tolga 1, South Coast Rangers 0 at the break. And we are back here for the second half, and here we go between Inter Tolga and South Coast in the matchup. As we are now for the second half, this local rivalry match between these two sides. Very intense rivalry, in fact, between Tolga and South Coast. And Tolga do take themselves very seriously in this game, because they got themselves in the lead by a goal from David Beckham in the first half. And now here's Trezeguet. There's a tackle right there from De Ligt. And looks like there's a warning right there given, a warning sign from the referee, and he points for a free kick here for South Coast in the game. And Matthijs de Ligt right there recklessly challenged him right there down onto the floor of the field. And now a free kick here for South Coast here. And let's see who takes this one. Perez has a shot, went right into the goalkeeper of Onana right there's hands. Very easily right there for him. But here's down to Oaksil. Poulsen has a shot, save right there from Andre Onana. Now Zinchenko. Now here's to Mahrez. Now Frankie de Jong. Now here's now to Pavard. Now Renato Sanchez. Now to Kovacic now. Now to Griezmann. Now is Mateo. Kovacic has a shot. Oh my God, there's a massive chance to put the ball right in that bottom corner. But that has actually gone wide. But it looks like there's a free kick to be given here for Inter Tolga. As looks like Leon Sissoko right there did take out on Griezmann there. So free kick is being given here for Inter Tolga in the game so far as we speak. And let's see what happens from this now. Free kick given here for Inter Tolga. And now here's De Jong. Has a free kick shot, in fact, from that long range. I don't really think he would have put that ball in the back of the net, to be brutally honest, because that's a long range, that shot. So I didn't really expect him to go all the way and score. But here's now to Sissoko. Now here's Desai. Now Renato Sanchez. Leon Sissoko. Lucas Digne. Now Christian Ferrino. Now here's Griezmann. And now here's Youssef Poulsen. Now Beckham. Griezmann. De Jong has a shot, but defending was quite tight there at the back. Now Poulsen. And now here's Rio Ferdinand. Now he's all the way here now to Pavard. Now Lucas Digne. Now here's Sissoko now to Christian Ferrino. Now Lucas Perez. We've got this, say, 5 minutes left of the game to go, by the way. 5 minutes left of the game to go. Not long left as we speak. De Ligt right there did actually shoulder the shoulder right there onto Renato Sanchez. Now here's Pavard. Header again, away. Now Mahrez. Now all the way here now to Digne. Now Sanchez, got 1 minute left to start. Wait a second here. South Coast now, hold the ball nicely. Now Perez, and he scores! What a late minute goal from Lucas Perez. In the 90th minute of the match. And Lucas Perez puts that ball right in the bottom corner. And how could South Coast get themselves that late goal? That is unbelievable right there. I actually thought and imagined myself that Tolga could have got the win over the line. But that goal right there means a lot for South Coast. That's a massive goal for their chances, of course, on doing anything in terms of this game. And the whistle will blow any minute now. And it's going to be over. Is it going to be? And it is over. And what a great last minute goal from Lucas Perez. As these two teams share a point here at full time. As Tolga won, South Coast won in this local derby game. A point has been shared between Inter Tolga and South Coast Rangers here this afternoon. As Jimmy, a massive point for South Coast. Only one position above Tolga in the Premier League table. And they took their chances and got themselves that major point. Didn't win the matchup though, as they're against their rivals Tolga. And it's a very tough place for them to try and get a victory away from home against Tolga. But they got the win over the line. And how do you feel for South Coast, in fact, to get the point? And a real crucial point, of course, because recently they've been having some great results under their belt in the Premier League, and they are really sneaking now in that European positions now, hopefully, but promises for them to make qualify for next season. Still a long way to go though, but what's your thoughts on the whole matchup for South Coast and also for Inter Tolga? Very good point for South Coast, as you just said. You know, they really, let's say, picking up some very good results, even despite them drawing here this game, because they are a team that are not the team that we expected them to be in this position by this season, because South Coast are a team who are currently really hanging around that bottom half of the table. But this season's been a very good season for them, and a great start for Tolga to get themselves in the lead by David Beckham's goal. And then obviously a goal from Lucas Perez in the last minute of the match to seal them a point in this game. And a crucial one in the matchup to get anything in the game, because South Coast could have lost this game here this afternoon, but they really kept believing and they kept the faith, and they've got a point over their arch rivals of Inter Tolga away from home by 1 apiece, and fair play to Perez to do so for the South Coast team. Thank you very much there now, Jimmy. And now we move on now to the highlights of the other coverages of the other games here across the Premier League here on match day 25 this weekend. A perfect start in the matchup here for Hasenfield Terriers to put themselves in front in the game, as Michael Landrum found a great pass there to Vincent Abubakar, all the way to Christian Herrico. A great pass there from Pickman, who crossed the ball in back again to Herrico, and he puts that ball right in that bottom corner, and Hasenfield Terriers take the lead over AFC Richmond here for this afternoon. And what do they say, pure teamwork right here from Hasenfield to do that in the game. Did that last week over against Newport Dragons away from home, and they're doing the exact same thing here at home, playing some real attractive football, and now they're leading the game here by 1-0 in the match. And then Charlford Saturday got themselves another goal in the matchup within the second half of the game, as Christian Herrico, all the way all by himself, 1v1 to the goalkeeper, and he puts that right in that bottom corner to put Hasenfield Terriers 2 goals in front in the game. And what an unbelievable hit right there from Herrico as the C-Pro Stadium, as Hasenfield Terriers are 2-0 in the matchup over AFC Richmond in the game here for this afternoon. As a throw-in right here for AFC Richmond got themselves a goal back in the matchup in the game, as Pele scored past the goalkeeper Jens Lehmann, and maybe there's a bit of hope here for Richmond, but unfortunately wasn't the case, unfortunately so, as AFC Richmond lost the game and Hasenfield Terriers got the victory, as it ends here as Hasenfield 2, AFC Richmond 1 at full time. And Goldfield had a real brilliant start in the matchup here over Newport Dragons, as a goal right there scored by Kevin De Bruyne in the matchup within 11 minutes in the game, as the Belgium holding midfielder puts that ball right in the bottom corner past the goalie, and now Goldfield are in front in the matchup here. And what a brilliant finish right there from KDB to put it into the back of the net to put Goldfield in front in the match. And Goldfield weren't done yet in the matchup, as Kevin De Bruyne found a great pass there to Jadon Sancho. Then all the way there to Sebastian Shea. Cross the ball into the box. Header right there to Timo Werner. And the German placed that ball into the back of the net to put Goldfield in the lead to make it 2 to extend it over Newport at Goldfield Park Stadium. And that's a great cross. Unbelievable header right there from Timo Werner, and puts Goldfield to extend themselves the lead during this game here for this afternoon. And then Goldfield got themselves another goal in the game, as Sebastian Shea found a great pass to Sancho, and then Sancho right there passed the ball back to Sebastian Shea, found a great pass all the way right there to Hazard to put that ball right in the bottom corner just before half time, as Goldfield are 3 goals up in the matchup. And what a brilliant touch right there from Hazard to slot that ball in the bottom corner, as Goldfield are now 3 goals in the lead. And what a great start in the first half for Goldfield in the match. 3 goals and 3 points sealed for Goldfield here for the matchup this afternoon, as it ends Goldfield 3, Newport Dragons 0 at full time. And an unbelievable goal in the second half of the matchup, as Van Persie got the finish against Grasshoppers' defence, as Isaac right there passed it nicely all the way to Van Persie to put the ball right in the top corner, as now Red Bull Tomato are 1 goal in front in the matchup, as they are behind in the game so far. And just before full time, Red Bull Tomato extend the lead here by Alexandra Isaac right in that top corner, as Ospina could not do anything about it. as looks like Grasshoppers are in serious harm or maybe being relegated by the end of the season, as looks like Red Bull Tomato have been an absolute dominant team they've been in this game, and Grasshoppers seemed very hopeless in the match. And just before injury time, another goal scored here for Red Bull Tomato, again for Alexander Isak, as another goal there to make it 3. And 2 brilliant goals for him. Was absolutely brilliant here for Red Bull Tomato, and a massive victory for Red Bull Tomato in the game, and a massive victory after losing that cup final a few weeks back over Wayenord. But here right now this afternoon, they do go cloud 9 as he won the game here by 3-0 against Grasshoppers. A perfect pass there from Minamino, the Japanese midfielder, to assist the ball there to Marco Royce to get the first opener in the matchup here for Chesago Blue Tigers. And an absolute terrific pass right there from Minamino to assist Marco Royce with the first goal, as Chesago Blue Tigers take the lead here by 1-0 in the game. And almost another assist there from Minamino to almost give an assist to Marco Royce to score another goal here in the game. But unfortunately, great save there for the goalkeeper. Saved it, but rebounded to the feet of Sadio Mane to tap that ball into the open net. As now Chesago Blue Tigers are now 2 goals in front in the matchup. As Marco Royce unfortunately was unlucky there with that great save there from Martin Dubravka. As now Chesago Blue Tigers extend the lead to make it 2-0 in the game here for this afternoon. And just before half-time, Chesago Blue Tigers got themselves the 3rd goal as Luther Mateus got himself on the score sheet as he puts that ball into the back of the net, as he took the ball all by himself past the defenders of Chesago Blue Tigers and got themselves that 3rd goal in the game. But the full-time score at the Forest ground as it ends Iceberg Forest 0, Chesago Blue Tigers 3, and they've got real big ambitions, Chesago, to be in that top 4 hopefully by the end of the season. And Parantos got themselves in the lead in the game here to make it 1-0 as Devon Williams strike that ball right in the bottom corner as Erling Haaland, great assist from him to fire a pass there to Devon Williams to get that ball right in the bottom corner as Parantos take the lead over Wayenord, and it's now 1-0 in the game so far. And Parantos during the game won themselves a free kick within the 70th minute of the game, and that ball from that free kick went into the back of the net as the ball hit the wall of Wayenord and the ball deflected into the back of the net, and unfortunately Manuel Neuer could not reach that ball as that goal right there counted as Parantos extend the lead to make it 2-0 in the game at the Allianz Arena here for this afternoon. And then, however, another goal was scored in the matchup to make it 3-0 as Neymar got the touch here in the wing, had a cross into the box here, all the way to Williams to head that ball right in the back of the net, and no defenders were marking Devon Williams from that header to put the ball into the back of the net. But Parantos now are 3 goals up to the good here, as unfortunately Neuer right there could not do anything about that, unfortunately so, as now Parantos are now 3 goals in front in the game, and the full-time whistle blew at the game at the Allianz Arena as it ends here for this afternoon as Parantos 3, Wayenord 0 at full-time. It was a very quiet game during Los Andreas and Padres Impact's matchup during this match here at the Westphalia Bank Stadium, but it took Padres until the 75th minute of the game to score the opener. A massive mistake right there from Laura Koscielny gave it silly away right there to Eric Cantona to get the opener and score past the goalkeeper of Cal the Dragon to make Padres Impact the team in the lead in the game, as Koscielny right there was a little bit awful. He was very shaky at the back, as unfortunately that silly gave away pass there from Koscielny cost them the match, and then Padres Impact go on and win themselves the game here at full time as it ends Los Angeles 0, Padres Impact 1 at full time here at Westphalia Bank Stadium here this afternoon. The Premier League is struggling as Hashtag United got their noses in front for the first time in the matchup to put themselves one goal up in the game as I Show Speed got himself the finisher as Andre Canas could not reach for that save as that ball was real proper laced into that top corner, and Speed put Hashtag right in front here in the second half of the match so far in the game. And then Chelford Saturday got themselves a goal back in the matchup before injury time as Hanbury right there scored past the goalkeeper of Ben Foster to make it 1-1 in the game as Chelford Saturday as they got their noses level in the game, and looks like here that Hashtag United seem like they've given up a little bit slightly, as looks like Spencer was having a go at some of the players he was in terms of the lack of motivation from the defending right there for Hashtag United. But the match ended at full time here at the Valley Road Stadium as a point shared between these two sides who are currently in the relegation drop as Chelford Saturday 1, Hashtag United 1 at full time. It didn't take long for Georgian to see to put themselves in front in the matchup as Barella puts that ball right in the bottom corner in the game to put Georgian City in the lead, as now at the Airlines Arena Georgian City take the lead to make it 1-0 in the match, as a great goal right there from Nicola Barella, the Italian midfielder, to slot that ball past Bill Hilton in the game. And then Sporting Sanlake got themselves a goal back in the matchup as Samuel Eto'o had a great touch, put the ball right in the bottom corner on his laces, as now Sporting Sanlake in the second half got themselves back in the matchup 1-1 here as they've equalised during the game so far in the match. However, the full-time whistle blows at full time as these two teams both share a point out of each other at the Airlines Arena as it ends Georgian City 1, Sporting Sanlake 1 at full time. The official results of match day 25 of the Premier League. The Georgington Red Devils 1, Aldass Gunners 0, Inter Tolga 1, South Coast Rangers 1, Hassonfield Terriers 2, AFC Richmond 1, Goldfield Boys United 3, Newport Dragons 0, Grasshoppers United 0, Red Bull Tomato 3, Iceberg Forest 0, Chester Blue Tigers 3, Parantos 3, Waynord 0, Los Angeles 0, Padres Impact 1, and Chelford Saturday 1, Hashtag United 1, and Georgington City 1, Sporting Sanlake 1, as all the games officially done for match day 25. And the official table of the Premier League, as the Red Devils are currently top with 58 points, while in second place we have his Padres Impact with 53, while Parantos are third with 51, and Aldass are currently fourth with 50 points, while Chester Blue Tigers are currently fifth with 48, and Waynord are currently sixth with 42, and South Coast Rangers are currently 7th with 42, while Inter Tolga are now 8th with 41, and in 9th position is Georgington City with 40, and in 10th position we have is Goldfield Boys United with 39 points. And the official table, the bottom half, as the Red Devils are currently 11th with 30 points. In 12th place we have his Hassonfield Terriers with 27, while AFC Richmond are currently 13th in the league with 25 points, while Newport Dragons are 14th with 25, and Sporting Sanlake are 15th with 24 points, and Iceberg Forest are currently 16th with 23, and Los Angeles are currently 17th with 22 points, while Chelford Saturday are in the relegation playoffs, and Grasshoppers and Hashtag United occupy the automatic relegation places in this division. And that's all we have time for here for the coverage here on Saturday kickoff here this afternoon, as the games are all been completed here for match day 25. And that's all from myself here today with Gary Walker, myself, and my fellow pundit Jimmy Hansberg, and have a very good afternoon everyone.